Yep, definitely. All right, let's get into the Jordan Love talk as he returned to practice earlier today. Matt Schneidman got this video right here, and you'll notice the wrap on the left hand here of Jordan Love as they run out onto the practice field. So, again, left hand wrapped. I was interested to see how are they going to handle this. Now, obviously, 7-on-7, typically there's a center involved with 7-on-7 is the way I understand it because they want to still practice those snaps, right? But I was eager to see if he was going to be taking snaps, and we got some interesting footage right here, Tim, of Jordan Love, and thought this was pretty creative, man. I've watched a lot of football and watched a lot of training camps. I don't remember anybody breaking out this trick, as Ryan Wood tweeted out a video, said Jordan Love taking snaps from a stool. So as you see here, they actually got the ball sitting on a stool, and that way he can get down in the position, take the snap, and still have to grab and grip really quick and obviously let that thing go. So that was pretty interesting to me, man.
I think that's interesting too, because it's kind of a step up from the old school way. You know, you'd have your assistant kneel down and kind of hold it on his knee. If you want to simulate a snap, you're dealing with a guy with a hand injury, thumb injury, finger injury, whatever. But adding it to the stool, it's like you eliminate any chance of him hanging anything up on anything. He can just grab that football and work on that release. I don't think we're worried about his throwing arm. I think if anything, they're keeping a real close eye on that support hand. Be interesting to see him handing the ball off. You know, Emilio brought that up a few shows ago. You know, what is the run game going to look like with that offhand, depending on what we're doing back there, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's just kind of interesting how they chose to do that. And of course, leave it up to Matt LaFleur and Adam Stenavich to get a little bit creative there. Yep. I'm sure it's not the first time that's happened. It's just,
I wonder which cameraman or whoever who lost their stool privileges for practice. You know, someone had to stand.
So this is Ryan Wood mentions the stool here again. See if we can go full screen, mute it. So here is Jordan actually holding the ball, right? Rather than the stool just holding it. You see him connect him with Romeo Dobbs here out on the practice field earlier today with some of the other drills. You know, listen, we're focused on Jordan Love, but anytime you got other players on the screen, take a peek. Look at Matthew Golden at the bottom. Watch his feet, Tim.
Oh, I told you, man.
So
Michael Jackson, smooth criminal.
And we're going to get to him here in a little bit. We're going to talk a little more on him. But, yeah, that's I'm just not used to seeing it, man. And, listen, I know Romeo Dobbs is a great route runner, right? We talked about it. Tay Wicks has got awesome footwork as well. But, man, is Matthew Golden twitched up. Again, guys, watch his feet on the left side here. Just look how quick.
It's like his off the ball. It's like the first move and the release happened simultaneously almost.
Yeah.
Right here. Look at that. If you're a DB and you're playing press right there, I feel really bad for you.
Right. Good luck. Pressing him, right? So as coach says, sudden, he is twitched up, no doubt about it. Let's go to the next one here. And here is Jordan Love dropping back and hitting Matthew Golden on the sideline. Feet in, turning it upfield. So again, Jordan Love, we're just trying to get a good look at him. Tim, he looks very, very crisp too, man. Very clean. With his delivery, obviously the thumb, you can't take snaps, things like that. But, man, his arm, to me, it looks like he has taken the next step with his arm this year. In camp, I mean, he's dropped several in the bucket on some long-range throws to McCole Hardman.
I caught those on X earlier when you were posting them. That was amazing just to see that progress, you know. We talked about that, right? For the last couple of seasons, we talked about he was so close, but he just had to get that touch and get that feel. You know, Jordan used to miss by a lot or miss by a little, and now he's not missing at all, it seems like. I mean, he's pinpoint right now.
Yeah. Chris, the casual Packers fanatic. I got to start calling him the right thing here now. He's changed his name on me again. If Matt LaFleur can take advantage of all – I'm going to always call him Chris the casual in. I'm sorry. You need to change it back, buddy. If Matt LaFleur can take advantage of all these weapons, the offense can be unstoppable. Here's the thing that sticks out to me, Chris, and I agree with you 100%, but – protecting the football, man, that's where we struggled last year. And it's amazing, like, not many people talk about it. You know, it's always talking about how the pass rush wasn't good enough or this wasn't good enough. We turned the ball over, and listen, I'm going to be honest, it was Jordan. It was Jordan, and I do chalk it up to some of the injuries and him not being able to play at the full capacity of, you know, using all of his talents. But if we cut his interceptions down just by a third, you would have won 2 more games last year, I believe. Because we remember, Tim, we went back through the close games there, and I believe the divisional games, as a matter of fact. There was at least 2 of those divisional matchups that we lost where, man, if he doesn't throw that one interception in each of those games, boy, oh boy, it's a different ball. Like with Detroit, the pick six, right? Like that's a perfect example. So,
Oh yeah, or we talk about the late over the middle in San Francisco, right? We all remember that one.
mm-hmm.
But it's one thing we also said when we talked about that was the fact that we really respected that about his game. It's kind of that gunslinger in him, right? We always talk about that killer instinct that I'm going to go ahead and try and take that shot, or if I feel like I can do it, I'm going to try it. I think the difference is now is, like you said, the arm is there, the accuracy is coming along, and I also think his processing. I mean, you see the checks at the line, just the way he runs the huddle now, more vocal as a leader. You guys, we are all witnessing him really hitting that stride as QB1, I think. So 2025, strap your seatbelts on. It's going to be a hell of a ride.
And this clip here for everybody on the podcast that can't see it, this is him hitting Tucker Kraft now on what I would consider kind of a skinny post top route. Just Tucker would be lined up as an attached Y 3-point stance and just a quick little throw. But watch Jordan's feet, Tim. Watch him reset, back, set, reset, bam, out. That's clean.
Yeah.
That's
MG
clean.
isn't the only one that's sudden and got good footwork, right?
His footwork looks way better this year, and I've been seeing it in camp all year long. Watch everybody in the chat. Watch Jordan's feet right here. He's going to drop back 1, 2, 3, set, bounce back, set, let it rip, perfect spiral, right on the money. Looking good, as Daryl says. Dart throw, yes sir.
Yep,
yes sir. So again, we just got to get that thumb healthy and play it safe. I don't want to see him anywhere near his helmet. Come, what is it? Is the game on Saturday or Sunday this week?
Saturday. Yep, Saturday.
We'll be live for a pregame show, postgame show, all that stuff for that event. Obviously, I just didn't know what day it was on exactly. After the redneck brawl, bro, I don't know what day it is. I'm
still recovering, right?
And I'm still trying to get back to reality. Like, did that actually happen, or was that a dream? At one point, too, the crowd did start chanting Jerry, like Jerry Springer, Jerry.
Oh, of course, gotta love it.
So, anyway.
I think real quick, wrapping up Jordan Love here with the thumb. You talk about the stool. We see it again here. They're using the stool as the, substitute for him taking a snap, obviously, because of, recovery or whatever. I mean, that's going to be our first indicator. I can't wait to see Wes Hockowitz tweet Jordan Love taking live snaps from Elton Jenkins or something. It'll be a good indicator that we're getting there,
I love what Coach says here, too. That's a good layered throw. Absolutely. I mean, you could tell this is one of those, hey, a backer sitting underneath in a hook curl, just layer it right in. You ain't got to throw a rocket ball every time, right? We know Jordan can throw rocket balls. He's got the fastest clocked pass in NFL history. Of course, I understand Brett Favre fans. I got you. I think Brett could throw harder than Jordan too. I guarantee it. But the only, in terms of passes that have been clocked in the next gen era, next gen stats era, Jordan has the hardest thrown ball. I want to say it was 61 mile an hour, I believe. But
you're right. Just like Brett, you got to learn to have that touch, be able to feather it in, float it in, drop it in the bucket. And I think we're seeing it. We really are. Real time. You can see it here.
Clint asks, how hot were the ring card girls, Clayton?
Oh boy.
There's one comment that was shouted from the crowd that I wish I could say on the show. I probably could, but I know it's going to make somebody mad. Yeah, Rome wouldn't approve. I'm going to keep it to myself, but Clint, let's just say this, sir. I am so thankful for my wife, right? That I married up, and all my buddies that were there, we had our wives there, and we all agreed, boy, did we marry up. It wasn't we'll just leave it at that, okay? And
out kicking your coverage, as they say, right?
All I kept thinking is that's somebody's daughter up there. Golly. That's all I could think, Tim. All night long.
All I could think, I was looking at the videos in our group chat, and I just kept thinking, when you guys got home, I hope you
wash your hands, wash your butt, man. That's it. That's all.
It's funny you mentioned that. We get halfway through the event. Mandy said it's halftime. I went, how do you know? She's like, it's close enough. Turn around here. And I turn around. Put your hands out. She hit me with hand sanitizer. It's like,
love it.
Get it well beyond the wrist there, Clayton, please, what she said. So, all right, I got you. We're good. It was a heck of an environment. So, anyway, yeah, thanks for taking us off the rails there, Clint. Appreciate you, buddy. So, here's love to Dobb. And this one was Bill Huber had X'd this one out, and just a little curl. It might have been the same throw. We've seen just a different angle there. And, again, I love that Bill Huber had the wherewithal to zoom in on Love holding the ball. You can see the brace there, or the wrap, rather. Love looks good, man. We're good to go. Just get the thumb healed up. That's what it comes down to. So,
Yeah.
trying to
He's
see
probably adjusting to that, right? It's got to feel a little unorthodox. You
Oh, yeah.
basically got your palm, and then you've got like 4 fingers to kind of support the ball as you go into your drop back. I mean, this kid's talented. We know this. He's going to be fine, right?
Oh, he's in good shape, man. There's no doubt about it. All right, so in terms of what he did in 7-on-7s today, Ryan Wood threw a tweet out there. Jordan Love is participating in 7-on-7 drill, a rare appearance of 7-on-7 for a Matt LaFleur training camp. Just fired a fastball to Malik Heath over the middle, beating Keyshawn Nixon. So, again, make a little note, Malik Heath beating Keyshawn. That's not the dog Keyshawn. It's just to say, all right, Malik Heath's still out there. Obviously, he had a rough week 1 in the preseason and looking to bounce back the rest of camp for sure. Next play here, Romeo Dobbs. I wanted to mention this real quick, Tim. Ryan Woods said Romeo Dobbs has dropped 2 passes in the first 10 period. Of course, there's also a torrential downpour right now, so context matters. So wouldn't look too much into that. And no quicker than he had tweeted that out, we got this tweet from Ryan Wood. Romeo Dobbs with a nice adjustment on a back shoulder throw from Malik Willis. Good coverage from Carrington Valentine, but a better throw and catch for about 20 yards down the left sideline. Malik Willis, to me, too, Tim, looks like he's taking a step, just based off what we've seen in practice. I know you've seen it firsthand as well. I'm really excited to see what Malik does. Is that hopefully we don't see him all year other than mop-up duty. But I thought, considering he wasn't playing with the starters there, and when I say starters, guys, understand this too. I've had people come at me from the Vikings fan base on X going, oh, you played a bunch of backups. Y'all didn't do anything. No, their starters were in. Idiot. Don't know what. It's just amazing how quick people are to prove their ignorance. But Malik Willis going out there and leading the charge with the backup offensive line, essentially, with the exception of Jordan Morgan, who's competing for the left tackle, obviously. And Tim went out there with none of the top receivers and played. I thought he played pretty decent, me personally. I thought he managed pretty well. So
to me, that says everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that shows you he's a gamer. I mean, we've seen him do it with the starters, right? Got us some wins last year. It's one thing to go, to the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, however many levels on the depth chart there are right now with the roster size we have, and work with these guys and still find success. I think you're right. We've said it before that there's probably more than a handful of teams that, would love to have Malik Willis as their starter right now. And got to feel good about having a backup quarterback like that behind Jay Money. So love it.
Yeah, Rob Domofsky tweeted out, just to wrap up the Jordan Love segment here, Love completed 9 of 12 passes with 1 interception. That was Javon Bullard. We'll get to that in a minute. During an 8-minute 7-on-7 period, he took every rep of that drill. So Matt LaFleur really kept him out there for the entirety of that 7-on-7, which I love. Get as much work in as you possibly can, for sure. Yep. And keep that one marked for me, Tim, because we're going to talk Bullard and Evan Williams here in a little bit. What I'm going to do is keep this. This will kind of wrap up the Jordan Love segment, and then we'll come around to the defense on the backside of the show. I want to talk about those 2 guys because they sound like they had a pretty good day in practice as well. Is there anything else you want to talk about in terms of Jordan Love before we move on to Matthew Golden? Anything at all?
No, just hoping there's no setback, right? Because that can be a finicky thing. And yeah, it's non-throwing hand, but like I said, I want to see how he looks in some of the, the handoffs and things like that, taking the snap. Because, we love Jordan, man, but we can't have a fumble or a botched exchange in week 1 against Detroit. So if you can't secure the snap, you know what I mean? I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but that's where my head kind of goes, and I'm sure he'll be fine. But, all it takes is that weird little tweak, and all of a sudden you're kind of back where you started. So hopefully all is well, because they did that surgery right away. I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, as Daryl says, Jordan Love got this. Completely agree, Daryl. Completely agree. All right, Tim, let's move on to the